Today we're going to talk about some recipes that may be helpful given today's realities. I'm sure most of you are in some form of being inside your house, not being able to go outside, not being able to do a lot of the things that we're used to as Americans. So there's three things, maybe four things to do. Sleep, eat and cook, drink, watch TV. Not going to worry about watching TV. Really don't want you sleeping right now. So we're going to cook a little bit. And my thinking is that if we're in our houses for extended periods of time, which it looks like it's going to be, your go-to recipes people are going to get tired of. So I want to think of some things that are maybe a little bit different, but still fairly easy to be able to get us through this period, however long it lasts. So, first thing we're going to do today is we're going to make some lamb burgers. And the lamb burgers are going to have a feta tzatziki spread. Tzatziki is basically a yogurt sauce with cucumbers and feta cheese in it. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to make this sauce and we're going to make it to refrigerate. So we're going to put it in a container that will sit in the fridge while we make the rest of our meal. So we're going to use 2 cups of Greek yogurt, and with the Greek yogurt we're going to use a little bit of garlic. You can use regular garlic if you'd like. We're going to use already minced garlic. So about a half a teaspoon. Put that in. Get some feta. About a half a cup of feta. This is crumbled. So this is all going to mix. Very good. Put the feta. Put a little bit of dill in. Fresh dill is the best, but sometimes fresh dill is not the easiest thing to find in the winter. And a tablespoon of white wine vinegar. Give it a little acid there. All right. And the thing that makes this really jump is a little bit of mint. So we're going to chop a little bit of mint. Very fragrant. This is fresh mint. Fresh mint is far superior to any dried spice, and it's usually available year-round. So we're going to put that right in there. And we're going to put in some salt. And the last thing that's going to go in is the cucumbers. So what we have here is shredded cucumbers. You want to get a cucumber that is hollowed out. The seeds are out. Most places will recommend a English cucumber which doesn't have seeds. Again, I'm in Milwaukee, so English cucumbers aren't the easiest thing to find. And we're just going to shred it a little bit and grate it on this grater. So you don't need a whole lot. It goes a long way. It's also full of water, which will add to the consistency of the tzatziki. So once we finish this, we're going to put it in the fridge, and it will continue to meld as the rest of the meal cooks. All right. So I'm going to put this in. And put the top on, shake it a little bit. We're just going to put this in the fridge and it'll be ready to go during dinner. All right, the next part of this meal prep is to get the meat ready, we're going to heat a little canola oil in a pan. And once that gets heated, we're going to saute, sweat some onions and a little bit of garlic. And then once that is complete, we're going to add that to the lamb and then add some spices to the lamb. And then we'll make our patties from that. Things that'll go into it are oregano, red pepper flakes, a little bit of lemon zest, and mint. So we're going to make patties out of all that and then come back and we'll cook them and then we'll put the whole meal together. The first thing is get some chopped onions. And we'll fry those, saute for a little bit. A little heat. It won't take that long. Just want to soften them. A little salt. And a little pepper. Freshly ground. Break these up nicely. They'll soften and then they'll be incorporated into the meat. We'll be back to put our patties together. As you can see, the onions have a nice caramelization on them. A little brown. A little garlic. And you can always use fresh garlic, but we're going to use already minced garlic. We'll add our spices, the oregano, crushed red pepper, and we'll wait on the lemon zest and the mint till we're ready to put everything together. All right. So everything's going to go into the pan, or from the pan into a bowl. There we go. And we're going to add our ground lamb. A ground lamb is not the easiest thing to find. Sometimes you have to ask the butcher for it. And we're going to stir this, incorporate the onions into the mixture. Kind of hot, so the cool meat will help cool off the hot onions. All right, and here's where we want to add some chopped mint into the mixture straight ahead. Grab a knife. The place to find ground lamb is probably in the more high-end stores, the Whole Foods or places of that ilk. We're just going to put that right in. And we'll put a little lemon zest in. As we've said before, it's free. It comes with a lemon. And this really adds to the flavor of the meat. It's a great complement for the mint. We'll add a little bit more once we incorporate it in. So we're going to stir this, and then we'll make our patties, and we'll be back. All right, our mixture is cooled enough to be able to touch. I want to remind everyone, I don't think I need to since it's on TV 24/7, that you should obsessively wash your hands. And when dealing with raw food, I've got some surgical gloves on, which I use for cooking. And this is how we're going to put the meat together, the patties together. I'm going to put a little more lemon zest in. First part was already incorporated. I like to put a little bit more on. And then we're going to form the patties. So we have about a pound of meat, a pound of the ground lamb. I'm going to make 3 patties out of this. There are some dainty eaters who maybe don't want to have a half-pound burger. So we're going to make 3. That means 2 for me and 1 for my wife. Alright. So once we make these, we want to let them rest and refrigerate to get all the spices to come together, all the ingredients, and then we're going to cook them. And normally I'd cook these on the grill, but this being March in Milwaukee, a little cold outside to be grilling, and it may not be light when it's dinner time, so we are going to pan fry these. So we'll be back a little bit when we put the whole thing together, and see you then. All right, we're ready to cook the burgers. As I mentioned, being in Milwaukee in March, it's about 28 degrees outside and it's a little dark. So we're going to cook them in a cast iron pan, which is second best choice next to grilling. So we have our lamb burgers all ready to go. We're going to put them in a pot. I'm going to get a screen to cover, as they like to splatter. And put them in. Sizzle. Put a little screen over it. And while those are cooking, over medium-high, I'm going to put the buns in the oven on broil and get them a little toasty. We have regular sesame seed buns, and then we have some sandwich thins. Usually they're served on pitas, but with all the stores being bought out all over the place, there is no pita bread in Milwaukee. So I'm going to have to watch both. I'm going to let the burgers cook on one side, and when we finish, we're going to put it together with, there's a red onion, a little spinach, we're going to have sliced tomato, and this is the tzatziki sauce. So we're going to put the tzatziki sauce on top of the bun. The rest of the onion, tomato, and spinach will be on the bottom, and then we'll present the plate. All right, so the burgers are just about finished. Turn them once at about 4 minutes, about 4 minutes each side. So what we have here is the bottom of the bun. We've got tomato, a red onion, a little spinach on top, all 3 of them. And on the top, we're going to put our tzatziki sauce, a little bit. Top, we've got a nice salty feta, yogurt, cucumber sauce. And then we're going to turn off the fire. And looky there. Delicious. Number 2. Number 3. So there you have it, lamb burgers. So you want to make sure that they rest for a couple of minutes. You don't want to cut into them right away, but they are delicious. It's a great change of pace. Instead of hamburgers, if you can find lamb burgers. So again, be safe out there. This virus is scary for a lot of people, but we'll make the best of it. I'll try to come up with some more interesting ideas for you to try at home instead of your tried and true recipes, because it seems we're going to be doing this for a while. So until next time, thanks for watching.